Hey y'all, welcome back to SJGames Live. I'm Hunter, the Heartbreak Kid, and I'm here. We're playing Deadly Doodles today. Today's our special Valentine's Day episode, if you couldn't tell from the heart attire and the heart stuff going on here. We are celebrating the Day of Love with our special holiday map for Deadly Doodles, the Heart Map. This is kind of a notorious map. It's one of the tougher Deadly Doodles map. As you can see, it is not on a dry erase board because this is actually one we printed out ourselves. You could make it dry erase if you want to. You can laminate these and reuse them. I just wanted to print one out and show you that you could print it out yourself. You can actually play along with me at home right now. All you need is a printed out copy of this map and a pin. Everything else will be provided in the game here. I'm going to be using the cards and I'm going to show you guys how to play. Before I do that, I wanted to let you guys know another Valentine's Day thing. We have the Valentine's Day sale on Warehouse 23 right now. There's a couple discounts. We have the Valentine's Day Monster Box, and I believe an expansion's also on discount, or it might be the playmats on discount. And then we have some freebies you can get that are mostly Valentine themed, or they're pink in some way, like expansions and things like that. There are different tiers, all the way up to $60. If you spend $60 or more, you'll unlock all of those, and they'll just be free with your order. So there's some discounts, there's some freebies. So if you want to place an order with Warehouse 23 right now, it's a good time to do it because you'll get some free stuff with your order. And again, if you spend up to $60, you're getting, I believe it's like 4 things for free with your order. So that's a great time to do that. Plus, of course, you always get our throw-in Munchkin promos. We'll always throw in some newer promos and some older stuff. Whatever you have kind of like lying around, you get some cool promos for Munchkin. I guess that's all the intro there. Let's actually show you guys how to play. If you haven't played Deadly Doodles, if you have played Deadly Doodles, hang in there with me. I'm just going to go through how to play here, kind of give you an example on the board, and then we'll get started. So let's go to the overhead, and I will give it, this is an example round. We're not starting yet, so don't worry about it. You're not going to miss anything here. So the game is played on the map itself. And the map, you're drawing routes throughout the dungeon to collect treasure. Are we on the overhead? I'm just double checking here. I want to make sure people can see it. There we go. So this is what our map looks like. So you got some icons on the map, and you've got entrances. So you're going to notice there's some arrows all around the map. The black, something for this map in particular, these black spots, you can't draw through them. What we're trying to do is draw on the map routes to cross different treasures and different weapons and monsters, and you'll score points in different ways. There's also going to be ways to have negative points. Every round, you're going to get 4 cards, potentially more, but you'll have at least 4 out here. And these are going to be the routes that we'll draw. You can sometimes get a draw 2, that's why I said sometimes more. Let's just pretend we have not dead in there. I want to give a few different examples. There we go. Okay, so when you draw routes, you have to start at an entrance, so somewhere out here. The first route you draw in the game, you have to start at an entrance. After that, you can kind of draw anywhere you want that's connected to that route, or you can start at another entrance. So like, for example, here I've got a straight, and you can also rotate them and draw them however you want. So the way you draw is you'll draw from diamond to diamond. So let's say I start at this entrance. I could go bam there. Oops, this pin decided it wanted to run out here. Hold on a sec. Oh no, he tossed me a backup pin. This one decided, yeah. There we go. Sorry, that's a bum one. So let's, for example, I want to draw this one. There we go. Beautiful. That would be my first route. From there, you could later draw a corner here, but I can't right now because all I have right now is another T in a straight line. I could draw a dead end there. But if I draw a straight line, I'd be drawing it into that wall. There's not a diamond there, so I can't actually connect. You can't draw a line straight into a wall. So instead, I'm going to do this and draw one here. Again, this is not the actual turn. I'm just giving you an example. I have a backup map here to use in a second. And then I could do another straight line here. If you notice, there's a wall here and a wall here, so the only way to draw there would be a straight line or a dead end. And then I have a dead end. So dead ends are a little tough. Sometimes they're usable to get into spots that are kind of tight, like here. To get into that F weapon, you'd have to draw a dead end into there because it's surrounded on all 3 sides by walls. But for this one, I'm just going to use it over here. Dead ends, you can't draw off of them later because they stop in the middle. And if you look in the top left-hand corner here, we're actually drawing a number. This is round 1, so I'm putting a 1 there. It lets you keep track of what round it is. We're going to do 7 rounds. So that's the example of the first turn. In a later turn, if we, every round again, you flip 4 new cards. Now I can choose to start from that route. I can build off of any of these lines, or I could start on another entrance. But say I wanted to start from this route, I could draw this route here, and that's a 2. You just keep going like that. The advantages of drawing from another entrance are obviously there's a lot of cool stuff scattered around the board, which I'll go through in a sec what it is. But every entrance that you draw from is one less point you'll get at the end of the game, because for every one of these arrows that you don't use, you'll actually get a point at the end of the game, and the whole point of the game is to score points. So let's draw a route here, and I'll give you an example. So right now this line is crossing through this. That means I've gotten the E monster. Monsters are bad. They are actually negative points, but at the end of the game, if I've covered up both the monster and the matching weapon, so in this case, if by the end of round 7, if I've also covered up the E weapon, it's actually worth positive points. Down here at the bottom of the sheet, there's actually a list of all the different stuff you get points for. So we'll go through that. So the monsters, you'll notice here, it's +1 for every weapon your path is drawn through. So if I draw a path just through the E weapon, it's 1 point. +4 for each monster your path is drawn through that has the same letter as a weapon. So if I draw an E there, draw through the E and the E monster, it's +4 for the monster, so it's actually worth 4 points. But if you have one of the monsters and don't have the matching weapon, so in this case at the end of the game, if I had crossed the E monster and not gotten the E weapon, it's -2 for every monster. So monsters are tough. They're worth a lot of points, but if you don't get that matching weapon, it's not great. Coins, these are skull coins. These are actually introduced in Deadly Doodles 2, so if you've only played the base game, these are a little bit new, but they're really easy. Coins are either worth 0 points or 5 points. If you just cross a coin and not the skull, it's worth 0 points. But if you have the coins and you've crossed the skull at some point, they're worth 5. So it's kind of a high. There's no real risk to crossing them. They don't give you negative points, but if you don't get that skull, they're just not worth anything. They're very similar to bags of gold. Bags of gold are worth 2 points, and if you've 2 points each, and if you've crossed the dragon, they're worth double that. So you always get a little bit of points for the gold bags, the loot bags, but you'll get more if you cross the dragon. Again, I mentioned the arrows. For every unused entryway arrow, you'll get a point at the end of the game. Coins, weapons, anything else here? Unused cards. If for some reason you can't draw one of the cards, which actually might happen in this map, keep in mind there's a lot of really tight spaces, so make sure you leave a lot of space to draw stuff like these T spots and stuff like that. But for every time you can't use a card, you'll have to mark a tally mark down here, and those are worth -2 at the end of the game. And Brandon is going to be placing some traps for us. In a normal game, a trap card would come up and we'd actually mark our own traps to try and trap each other. But Brandon has randomly selected a couple spots on the map already, and at the end of the game, we're going to reveal them, and if we cross those random spots, we get negative points. They're kind of like booby traps in the dungeon, so something to keep track of. So I believe that's everything on here. One thing I'm going to swap out for my real map, and we'll get started here in a sec. If for some reason I go too fast, just let us know in the comments. Brandon and Jimmy are going to be watching those comments, and they will keep track of what's going on, just so I don't speed through it too fast. I'll give you guys time to write your routes. If you are tuning in late, we are just getting started now, but if you, for some reason, you're watching this after the fact, like the recording, because all these live streams are recorded, you can still print the map out and tune it in now. You can play along with us in the future as well, so there you go. And it may be something you could do later is if you play along with us now. Definitely share your scores in the comments. I'm always curious as to what everyone scores, because this is, again, a notoriously hard map, a tough one to do. So I always want to see how we compare, how hard it is, essentially. And I also, if you ever want to go back, maybe you can even replay it and just try it again a different way, because you can rewatch the stream and just do a different path, essentially. But we're going to go ahead and get started. It's a really quick game. If you've never played Deadly Doodles before, it's a fast mover, but it's only 7 rounds. So let's do the first round here. So these are the first cards. And I'll have my map on screen. Don't copy me necessarily, because I may not be a good person to cheat off of there. But it's, it's worth checking out. I just want to make sure everyone knows what's happening on screen. So that's our first round. And again, you could choose any entryway arrow. You could start anywhere. There's a couple here that you probably wouldn't be able to start from because, like this one, it goes into a corner. You'd have to draw a corner out of there. This one's a good one. This one is actually, you can start from there too. I was thinking I might start over here and take the sea monster. But I think I actually want to go for this middle section. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to come down here and then do a straight line. We're going to keep, I want that skull. Do that, and then we're going to do the dead end here. That still lets us use the dead end and actually get something. So I'm actually going to mark it down here, so that's a bag of loot. So I get to mark one tally mark down there at the bottom. It's not necessary that you necessarily count it up as you go, but it might be easier to count at the end of the game. And I'll leave those out here for a second for you guys to peruse. And Brandon, do we have any questions or anything like that? And just to make sure. Okay, great. Yeah. Again, if you have any rules questions or anything like that, let us know. We can clear that up real quick. And this isn't our only principal map. If you ever want to tune into some of our other streams, we usually do one around each of the holidays that we have maps for. So we have a Valentine's Day map. You may have seen around December we did a Christmas-themed map. There's a Halloween map and a Thanksgiving map online. You can print those all out. Plus, there's the standard Deadly Doodles map is available for free online. All you need is the cards to play it, which come in the game. Okie dokie. We'll give you guys a couple more seconds to get started because again, this is the first entry point is a tough decision, especially on this map. I try to go in here just in case because I want to get the skull. I like getting skull coins, and since it's an expansion thing, I don't get to do it on all the maps. And it also down in this area you get like a lot of big space to kind of draw lines. Out here it's a little tighter, a little tougher sometimes. This is a tough map though. Oh, all right, guys. I think that's enough time with these, and we'll move on to round 2. Again, if I go too fast, just let me know. I can slow down. So this round, we got a straight line, got a curve or corner, another straight line. Oh, and a draw 2. Again, I mentioned that you can have up to 5 here. We'll have 5 cards this round. Let me slide those up there. There we are. Alrighty, so this is going to make it a little bit easier to get down to the skull for me. We'll do another straight line there, because why not? We'll do a T. Okay, there's 2 more, because that's a little bit different than normal. Now, I could draw the corner down here, but I don't really want to waste the corner. I think I'm actually gonna spend over here to get this because I do have the skull now, and that means that these are going to be worth 5 points each. And I have one more straight line. I don't want to waste a straight line either because the straight lines are so useful on the corners, but there's really nothing else I can do with it. So I'm going. This is a toughie. Do I want the A weapon? I could go for that A weapon. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. We're going to go over here. Because if I keep following this route, the A monster's there, the A weapon, that could be pretty valuable. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is all 5. So, and that's a good reason to use those little corners to make sure you're drawing the number in there. Because, you know, you can go back and make sure you drew all the routes for that round. I'll give you guys a little bit of time. What are y'all doing for Valentine's Day? I'm actually curious. I know there's not, around here, it's actually going to be not only a pandemic, obviously, but it's also very cold, at least for Texas. I know a lot of areas of the U.S. are experiencing the Arctic blasts and whatnot. We just got our first, I believe they predicted thunder snow, which is new for us. And we have freezing rain right now. We did make our way to the office. It's not too bad right now, but it's supposed to get really bad tonight and over the weekend, so it doesn't sound like I'm going to be doing a lot outside. We're probably going to stay in and stay cozy. But yeah, let us know what you're doing on Valentine's Day. I'm curious. Any safe for work stuff you're doing on Valentine's Day. Let's keep it PG. I'm probably going to be playing some games actually. Now that I think about it, we've been wanting to play some new board games that we got. Give you guys a little more time on that one since it's 5 cards. I think my plan is hopefully I can get some more corners. Maybe I use a dead end here eventually, but maybe I get some corners and get to those coins and loot. Get to the A weapon. I don't know if I'll ever get to the dragon. We'll see. It'd be nice because I've got all the money bags now in the middle, but it'll be kind of tough. To be fair, it's only round 2 though, so we have 5 more rounds. I think that's enough time though. Let's scoop these up. Again, if you go too fast, just let me know in the comments. Next 4 or 5, we'll see. Oh no. Oh no. My nightmare. Okay. Okay. This isn't too bad. We're gonna work on this coin thing. So I'm gonna go bam. So that's our first coin, I believe. And we're just gonna, you know what, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go straight line. Straight line. So that is the A monster. You don't count negatives right now. At the end of the game, if I don't get to that A weapon, though, he is going to be worth -2. So I need to get to that A weapon really badly now. And you know what? I'm going to do this here. We're going to try to get to the coin. We'll see if we get there. Get to the coin and that loot. I believe that's all. Yeah, that's all of them. I can already feel that I'm doing a lot better on this map than I have in the past. I gotta be honest. We'll see. We'll see how it ends up, but I think I'm doing okay on this. The main issue is I'll usually start on the outside, and if I start out here, sometimes I'll get to some pieces I just can't use because the spaces are so crammed in together. There's so many little walls. It's kind of a trap out there. I feel like starting in the middle is a little safer. He says now, and then next round I get destroyed or something. We will see. But yeah, if you haven't played Deadly Doodles before, we're already almost halfway through the game. This game, I mean, I'm taking a little bit longer so I can wait for you guys to catch up just in case. But this game takes probably like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes on a full playthrough. There are a couple extra rules in this one, and there can be more complicated rules. We're actually using one of the rules from the expansion, the Skull Coins. Deadly Doodles 2 is the expansion and adds a bunch of new maps, a bunch of new options. Skull Coins are probably the simplest. It also adds some other cool stuff that deals with rolling a die. There's some maps that have doors that open and close on different turns based on what you roll. If you roll a dragon, the dragon doors will open, and if you roll a skull, the skull doors will open, and they'll kind of alternate. So you may not be able to cross into all the maps at the same time. There's different scoring methods that way too. It's really cool. If you get a chance to play it, that is also something really neat to pick up. Plus, you get 6 new maps, and they're all dry erase, so that's really nice. But I think that's this round. That is round 3. Boom. Let's see what round 4. So this is like our halfway point. This is I just kind of keep in mind when it's a halfway point because, you know, you kind of mentally can say, okay, so I'm halfway there. I need to do X thing. Kind of set the tone for where you want to go. So I'm going to do one corner here because I kind of need to get to that weapon now. I'm going to do the cross here. So that gives me some space to get to a lot of this stuff. I'll do another corner here. Now I need some dead ends so I can get these. Just collect that stuff. I'm actually going to do the straight line here and just get the weapon. Just to get it out of the way. I don't want to get stuck where I think I'm safe and I'm totally not. Now I got some options here. If I get some dead ends, I can pick up some extra points. I do want to try to get to that dragon, though. That'd be kind of neat. The problem is, to get to the dragon, it feels like I have to go through that monster. I might start down here, though. We'll see. We'll see what I can accomplish. I have that's like a grand plan. I feel like that feels like it might be beyond my means at this point. But we'll see. I mean, I keep starting sentences like, if everything goes as planned, in my head, I'm like, I'll get all this loot. It's gonna be great. If everything goes as planned, because that's how it works usually, right? I mean, that's yeah. The plan. If everything goes to plan, everything's gonna go correctly, and we just win, and it's gonna be great. No problems. We got thunder snow instead. Oh man. That I will say this. A lot of people I posted online that we're it's getting cold here, and I got the normal responses from people in the Midwest that were like it's like 2 and is it feels like -16 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, but it was like 70 degrees 2 days ago here. If you see pictures of stuff online about like big pileups in Texas, this is why we're not. It's less that it's cold here. It's not like we're like, oh no, it's cold. We're not. We don't have jackets. It's more like, oh no, it's cold. No one can drive. We don't have chains on tires. We don't have ways to clear roads and stuff. So like that's where you see all those crazy pileups. Like I think Dallas, they shared one today where it was like 100 cars in a row, and I was watching some video from in the middle of the pileup from an 18-wheeler, and it was just like cars sliding in constantly. Nothing you could do about it. Not just not experienced, but we just don't have ways of clearing the roads, and there's no one has snow tires, no one has chains. It's just tough stuff. Um, but we're gonna stay indoors, stay warm. I think at this point. That is round 4. Oh, the trap mat. Okay, so I said Brandon picked some traps. I guess if Jimmy has traps, then we got. I'm in trouble because Jimmy. Oh no! Oh no! The trap master. Oh no! This is actually not great. There's no dead ends. The one time I want dead ends. What's going on here? It's the trap master's fault, I'm sure. Truly, I wasn't prepared. Oh man, this is actually very difficult for me. Now it does put me in a spot where I could probably get to the dragon. I'm just trying to see if there's maybe a better option here. Maybe get into those skull coins. I could try doing both. Let's do something here. Let's try. That's not a good sentence that you want to hear from someone. Let's try something here. Do I? Where's the D weapon? Over here. Probably not something I'm going to be getting to. So we're gonna do